Fact. 8-scale car, it's missing. Didn't get rid of it. It's sitting in an Ogio bag packed over there with 2 other 8-scale cars because I'm about to go do some really fun 8-scale stuff this weekend. More videos on that coming up really soon. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some good old-fashioned 1/10 scale outdoor action. You guys all know that I am a diehard outdoor guy down here in Florida. It's kind of where this channel started. You know, one of my first races was over at Lake Park, and it just runs deep in my blood. Don't know how else to really explain it. What I wanted to go over today is kind of show you guys what I do to these current modern day cars that primarily see a lot of indoor dirt or carpet or astro, and how do I make them work outdoors in the super loose, loamy stuff. So before we do that, I got a really fun edit for you guys at a local track down here in Florida over at Newberry Raceway, I think is what it's called. Really cool local club that they do like once a month. They'll organize a club race and there's always a great turnout, and it's really fun because it's all 10 scale stuff, which is kind of rare for Florida because most of it is a bunch of 8 scale stuff these days. Enjoy this and I'll be back in just a second.
Spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on. Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades. Rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a superstar. Yeah, come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. If you feel it, just dance along. Keep the feeling going on and on. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along, dance along. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along. Got to keep the feeling going on and on. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along. Oh, it just feels so good.
All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of fun putting that together. Huge shout out to Kenny Setzer. He's usually my stand-in talent when I need to get some camera shots of a car. So he was throwing those nice clean whips over those jumps and just making that edit super fun. Before us today are the cars that you were seeing in that video. I have a TLR 22 5.0 that most notably has been converted to a stand-up configuration. Now I know some of you might be saying, Ryan, wait, hang on a second. I've heard you say that laydowns generate just as much grip as a stand-up and all that jazz. Well, sometimes I want to make sure that I'm not saying things that are incorrect, so out of curiosity, I wanted to put this in and just see how it did. And quote from Kenny Setzer, "Dude, I can put this car anywhere and it doesn't want to spin out." So I'll go ahead and I don't know if I'll have it at the time of this video because I'm really crunched for time, but I will get a setup sheet down in the description below showing you guys everything that I have in here, and I'll try to note the fact that it does have a stand-up transmission. But this car is really easy to drive. You can get in and out of the racing line when it's loose out there, and it just does great. I don't really know how else to explain it. So beyond the stand-up transmission, I'd say the next thing that is super helpful is going to be those VRP Game Changer pistons. Link down below to where you can get those. Basically what it does is it slows down the compression stroke And then the rebound stroke is a little bit faster. So it's able to really kind of keep it from bottoming out or reacting super quick to any of the bumps that are out there. And then really getting those tires driven back into the ground and just generating more grip as much as possible. After you get those super dialed top secret pistons in your shocks, I'd say that tires are probably the next biggest thing. Well, tires are the biggest thing, but you get the point. I like running these with open cell. It's just kind of takes me back, and they definitely work very well for the majority of the scenarios. I've gone back and forth between open cell and closed cell in these super loose, loamy conditions, and I don't really see that big of a difference. I'd say that overall, these are a little bit more comfortable to drive. They give the car just a little bit more planted feel. Biggest con in these is that when you're going down the straightaway, the tire tends to kind of float and wander around. So if you're not ready for it, it can kind of cause your car to spin out. But other than that, I love running them because I know that they're just going to give me a huge contact patch and generate a ton of grip. Last thing I'll say is that the good thing about running two-wheel in loose, loamy outdoors is that it will make you a much better driver. If you can drive a two-wheel drive buggy in loose, loamy outdoor conditions, you can drive anything. I would love to see anyone convince me otherwise. The discipline that is required for throttle application, braking, corner rotation, everything is going to be just about as difficult as it could possibly be when it comes to 10 scale racing. But I still have a ton of fun. So hopefully that setup and all the things that I mentioned down below will help you guys get your two wheels dialed in and going fast on the outdoor loamy stuff. And last but not least, we have our TLR 22X4. This thing is four-wheel drive, and that's basically all you need. It's outdoors, four-wheel drive. Going through this car like we did this one, these I haven't tried those VRP game changer pistons in the four-wheel, but I definitely want to. These are just kit pistons. The beauty about this car and most four-wheel drives is that the setup really doesn't change that much. I'll put the setup sheet down below that I used in this car, but it's pretty much the same. I don't really change anything. The only thing that I'd say that you could play with if you're really struggling to get grip or comfortability out of the car is you can lighten up the diff fluid in the center if you're running the center diff. Typically I run 500K at most of the indoor scenarios for the 13.5 class, but outdoors, if you wanted to, you could go down to something as low as like 100K or 200K if you really felt like you needed the car to work in and use those diffs to generate some more stable or predictable acceleration. I just kind of send it and I just run 500K and then I just wheel it the rest of the way. But yeah, really honestly, nothing that much different there. I will say that something that I would suggest anyone that's getting ready to run like the outdoor loamy stuff, especially down here in Florida, is upgrade to at least some sort of like stainless steel screw kit or a titanium screw kit, because a lot of the dirt down here has a lot of corrosive properties in it, and those steel screws are just going to rust instantly. Even if you try and clean the car and, you know, put a layer of WD-40 on it or something at the end of the day to keep it from rusting, it's probably going to rust a little bit. So my biggest suggestion to you guys to get this outdoor loose loamy goodness to work well and not have your car look like junk when it's done is get some stuff in there that's going to resist corrosion a little bit better. Second pro tip that I'll give you for both of these cars is if you have a car that you run on the indoor stuff or carpet and you have a really nice set of ceramic bearings, try to take those out and put the kit bearings back in, because there's a lot of loose dirt that's just going to find its way into every little nook and cranny throughout the period of a race. And the kit bearings work way better when it comes to keeping that dirt out, because they have that nice rubber shielding on the side, and they usually are packed with a little bit more grease or whatever they're going to use to keep those bearings smooth. And that will help combat the amount of dirt that will come in and try to destroy the bearings. I have learned this firsthand when I took a nice set of ceramic bearings out there, and within like 3 races later, they were absolutely trashed. So, Kurt at Shell, I'm sorry. I wasted a set of bearings and it was my fault. But thank you for taking care of me. Oh, and what do you guys think? I think I'm gonna make it my standard like outdoor theme paint job, and then like have an indoor theme paint job. I've had a lot of compliments on these bodies. They're pretty. I don't want to say simple. They're simple because they're solid colors, but it took a while to cut the body out because of all the checkers and the lines and stuff like that. But I think it's kind of fun running some kit spec stickers and just like a different paint scheme. I wish people would do it more often. So I think that I'm going to run those for my outdoor scheme for the foreseeable future. That's all that I have for my outdoor adventure setup, and hopefully you guys found it insightful. Nothing too special, but it is a little bit different and it's a lot of fun. So if you guys have an outdoor track near you, go find it and get your car outfitted a little bit differently so you're ready to go out there and have some fun. Get some pin tires, open cell if you're really ready to party. And just go out there and have some fun, because at the end of the day, I think that a club race where my cars are nice and dirty and I'm just having fun with the boys, you just can't beat it. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have any questions about some outdoor setup, leave a comment down below. I'll try and jump in there and help you out. But until next time, peace.